Welcome to the Crimson Dawn world, a deep and imposing voice said. Kyle quickly turned around to find a strange entity in front of him. It looked somewhat human-like, but was taller and thinner, and its eyes shone crimson. It was dressed in shiny black armor and carried a long sword on its back. "Who are you?" Kyle asked in a hesitant voice. "I am Zarion, the gatekeeper. You are the first human to enter this world in centuries."
Kyle felt scared but also excited. "Why am I here?" "Because you chose to seek the truth," Zarion said as he approached. "But the truth has a price. If you want to stay here, you must prove yourself worthy."
Before Kyle could respond, a massive creature emerged from the mist. It resembled a wolf but was many times larger, its eyes glowing crimson. It pounced on Kyle with lightning speed, but Zarion threw a small sword at it. "Defend yourself, or die."
Kyle gripped the sword with difficulty, feeling its heavy weight. He barely managed to dodge the creature's first attack, but he quickly realized that he had to fight if he wanted to survive. He began to move lightly, aiming his blows at the creature. The blows weren't strong enough to knock it down, but he began to learn that the sword wasn't just a weapon, but a key to understanding this world. After a grueling battle, Kyle managed to land a fatal blow on the creature. The mist fell to the ground, slowly disappearing.
"Well done," Zarion said with a small smile. But that was just the beginning. The world here is full of dangers. If you want to survive and reach the truth you seek, you have to be stronger. Kyle looked around, feeling that his true journey had only just begun. He knew that this world held great secrets, and perhaps answers to things he had never imagined. But more importantly, he knew that there was no way back. This was the beginning of his journey into the world of the Crimson Dawn, where shadows lurk around every corner, and strength comes at a price. Sandy.
The story of the Crimson Dawn blades.
Chapter 1. The Red Gate. Deep in the dark forests, where tall trees stretched toward the sky, and amidst the sounds of winds whispering ancient secrets, a young man named Kyle walked with cautious steps. The forest was filled with a mysterious atmosphere, surrounded by a cloud of silence that was broken every now and then by the sounds of rustling leaves or the distant call of an owl. Kyle, with his dark hair and sharp eyes, was searching for something specific, something he had always heard about in the old tales his grandfather used to tell him when he was young. The goal of his journey was to find the Red Gate, a legend that had always intrigued people. This gate was said to lead to another world, full of power and wonder, but it also carried great danger. It was surrounded by tales of adventurers who entered and never returned, and of guardian monsters known as Crimson Shadows. Kyle stood in front of a small stream, whose waters shimmered in the moonlight. He took out an old map from his leather bag. The map was faded and filled with mysterious symbols, but the crucial point was clear: a red mark in the middle of the forest. If the map is accurate, the gate should be close. Kyle muttered to himself as he cautiously walked. After an hour of painstaking searching, he saw something shining through the trees. He approached with hesitant steps to find an ancient stone arch protruding from the trees, covered in moss and strange engravings. The arch was large enough for a knight on horseback to pass under, and in the middle of it stood a dark red metal door. "The Red Gate," Kyle whispered, his eyes widening in surprise. There was no visible handle or lock, but the engravings on the door moved slowly as if telling an ancient story. He reached out cautiously to touch the door, feeling a cold current running through his body. Suddenly, a red light emanated from the engravings, and the door began to open with a deep, majestic sound. Inside, there was nothing but pitch darkness. Kyle took a deep breath and hesitated for a moment, but his curiosity overcame his fear. Stepping through the gate in one step, he felt as if he had passed through an invisible barrier. As soon as he entered, the door closed behind him with a resounding sound, leaving him in a new world. The place Kyle entered was indescribably strange. The sky was black with threads of crimson light, and the floor was covered in a thick grey fog. Mysterious voices began to surround him, as if whispers were trying to communicate with him. He felt this world come alive in a strange way,